Hi folks, it's Sarah here. I'm looking a bit wild and woolly. It's a bit windy out here today, but I'm out for my daily walk, taking advantage of what is probably going to be the last of the sunny days in Melbourne for a while. So while I'm out here, you can see whilst it's sunny, it's not necessarily particularly warm, but that's okay. So what am I talking about today? I am going to talk to you about my comp prep process. So with 22.5 weeks to go to the shows in October, how does my comp prep process work? Well, it's actually a very detailed process. So to start with, when we first catch up, I like to do a very detailed initial consultation. Now this consultation can go from anywhere between an hour to an hour and a half, because I literally go through everything you do, everything that you've done. You know, what have you done in the past in terms of diet and exercise, what's worked for you, what hasn't worked for you. Then I go through your daily schedule, you know, with a sort of fine tooth comb. What do you do first? What do you do next? What do you eat? What's your meal number 2? What do you eat at that time? How much of it do you eat? You know, what's your daily work life like? You know, what time do you get up? What time do you go to work? When do you have lunch? You know, what facilities do you have at work for food prep, for example, or storing food and reheating food? I go through your training, you know, what styles have you done before, what do you like, what don't you like, what's worked for you, what hasn't worked for you. And I go through your diet in a fine tooth comb. So again, what food do you like, what food don't you like, what are you intolerant to? I mean, I cater for every single, you know, everything you can possibly think of in terms of allergies and intolerances. I mean, you know, it's kind of a speciality of mine because I'm so used to doing it for myself. It's a total no-brainer. So then I also go through what foods do you absolutely must have, you know, foods that you cannot do without, that on a comp prep, if we have to drop calories, that might not be considered ideal foods. I build in your can't do without kind of foods. You know, I always build in these kinds of foods because, you know, I'm not going to deprive you. You know, it's when you feel deprived, that's when you kind of fall off the wagon. So on comp prep, I always believe that comp prep should fit into your life and you shouldn't fit your life around comp prep. So therefore, whatever your absolute non-negotiable must-have foods are, I don't care if it's a Big Mac or a chocolate, whatever it is for you, I build that in. Okay, and then we go through, of course, any injuries. You know, where are you now? How you feeling physically? Because I can work, having had so many injuries for such a long time for myself. I've been able to work around pretty much everything. Again, everything you could think of. So the detailed consultation, the initial consultation is very, very detailed. Now, once we've been through that. Oh, sorry, and before we do the initial consultation, I do like to get photographs of you in crop top and shorts or bikini from the front, back and aside, taken in good light against a solid white background if possible, so I can get an idea of where what your body looks like to start with. I do like to get a body composition as well, whether it's a DEXA scan. I know you can't get those without a doctor's referral anymore. I do like some kind of body composition, so whether it be skin folds or you've stood on a bioimpedance scale, anything will do. But look, you know, if you don't have that and you can't get it, it's not a problem. The photographs and your current weight are good enough for me to get started. Once we've gone through the initial consultation, then we basically set up your entire prep schedule, and I literally set it up on a week-by-week basis, and that can mean, and again, it's what works for you. So look, if you're a person who likes meal plans with all of the calories and the macros split out, you can have that. I'll make that up for you, not a problem. If you're a person who prefers to do intermittent fasting, we'll do that. If you're a person who prefers paleo, we'll do that. If you're somebody who does it, if it fits your macros and you just want a calorie target, we'll do that. I really don't care. I'm completely methodology agnostic. I do what works for you, and you'll get so on the back of the consultation, you'll get your entire sort of eating regime set up for you. And we'll also set up your training regime. If you've, unless you're working with a trainer already and you've got a program that you're happy with, then I'm totally happy to work with anybody who's got a trainer already. And if not, then we'll create a program for you that works for you, and of course works around any sort of limitations that might be having. So that's what you get out of the initial consultation, is this entire prep schedule. And then the way it proceeds from there is we check in fortnightly, and at the check-ins I usually need photographs from front, back and side, and I need your weight. And then we do a phone call and we check in and we go, what's working for you, what's not working for you, and what needs to be changed for the following 2 weeks. Okay. Once we get to about 10 weeks out, then we switch to weekly check-ins, because the final sort of 8 to 10 weeks are very, very critical, and we need to be on to everything as it crops up. So we check in weekly, same format, 30 to 45 minute phone call, and we go through what's working, what's not working, what needs to be changed. Once we get to peak week, now peak week is where so many people with their preps just get it wrong. Now, if you're in shape, and I always aim to bring somebody in two weeks early, as long as you're in comp ready mode 2 weeks early, then what we'll do the week before the competition, if you're not actually doing a competition, we'll do a full practice run of show day. Okay. If you are doing a competition before your main competition, and I actually advise my clients to pick a warm-up competition before their main target competition, specifically so we can practice comp day. Now with peak week, you hear of all these people doing all these manipulations. I don't do that. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's why I aim to bring people in 2 weeks early, so that you're ready, and then we just hold. It becomes incredibly simple. You don't have to do any silly manipulations, because you're ready, and I'm not going to break anything if it's been working. You know, if the process has got you into comp shape, don't change it. Why would you? You know, changes create reactions. It's just the law of energy. Every action creates an equal and opposite reaction. So if you've been doing something that's been working for 22 weeks and then all of a sudden you change it, your body's going to react, and you're not going to know how it's going to react. So you could screw up everything. So don't do it. That's why I don't do it. I get you in shape beforehand, and we hold. Now, comp day itself, you'll get a full comp day plan. As soon as I know what time you're due on stage, I will come up with a full comp day plan. That's everything. The time that you get up, I'll factor in what time your hair and makeup is. You'll get, you know, what you want, what you need to eat, what time you need to eat it, you know, what time you pump up, how much water you drink. Everything is a very, very detailed competition day plan. And look, if at all possible, I'll be there with you on the day. Sometimes it might not be possible if it's interstate and I can't get there, or maybe I'm judging and I won't be able to get to your show. But that's the whole point of having an incredibly detailed competition day plan, so that you can just follow whether I'm there or not. If I am there, brilliant. I'll just run it, and all you have to do is sit and relax and just get on the stage. If I'm not there, like I say, as long as you've got a helper, they can literally follow the plan and say, okay, at this time do that. Very, very detailed. So that's how my comp prep works. Okay, so if you're looking to do a show in October, like this post, PM me, DM me, ask me for details, and I'd love to help you get on stage. Okay, take care.